Good morning, students. In previous class, we had discussed about the permanent plant tissue. So, what is permanent plant tissue? So, those plant tissue which have lost their ability to divide. So, such plant tissue is known as permanent plant tissue. So, permanent plant tissue is further categorized on the basis of type of cells present in them as a simple permanent tissue and complex permanent tissue. So, we had discussed about simple permanent tissue in previous video. So what is simple permanent tissue? So they are made up of only one type of cells and they have lost their ability to divide, and there are different types of simple permanent tissue, that is parenchyma, collenchyma, sclerenchyma. In this video we will discuss about the complex permanent tissue. So first we will we will revise about the simple permanent tissue. So the different types of tissue we have discussed until now are all made up of only one type of cells which look each other, which look like each other. Such type of plant tissue is known as simple permanent tissue. So what is the basic feature of simple permanent tissue? So they are made up of one type of cells. If only one type of cells will be present there, then it is known as simple permanent tissue. For example, in parenchyma cell, all the cells they are round and oval. Collenchyma, sclerenchyma, they will possess all the cells which will present in them, so they will look similar in structure. That's why they are known as simple permanent tissue. But mainly in this video we will study about the complex permanent tissue. So yet another type of permanent tissue is complex tissue. Complex tissues are made of more than one type of cell. So this is very important. Why we are calling them as a complex tissue? Because they are made up of more than one type of cells. More than one type of cells, they will join together to form complex tissue. All these cells coordinate to perform a common function in plant body. Xylem and phloem are examples of such complex tissue. So in complex tissue, what will happen? The different types of cells, the cells which are in different structure, so they will group together and they will perform a particular function in plant body, and they are known as complex tissue. And these complex tissue are further divided into two categories. First one is xylem and second one is phloem. So we can say that xylem and phloem, these are the two types of complex tissue. So these xylem and phloem, they are both conducting tissues and constitute a vascular bundle. So here a new term came here, which is the vascular bundle. So what is vascular bundle? So simply we have to answer that xylem and phloem, they are collectively known as vascular bundle. So this vascular bundle, they help in the conduction of water and translocation of food. So whatever water is present in soil, so it will be conducted up to the leaf by the help of xylem, because we know that water is required for photosynthesis, and process of photosynthesis takes place in leaves of plant. So this water is required in leaves. So this water is conducted from soil up to the leaves by the help of these xylem. Now function of phloem is, phloem it helps in translocation of food. Whatever food will be synthesized in leaf, so that food it will be transferred, or it will be translocated to different parts of the plant body with the help of phloem. So presence of vascular bundle, presence of xylem and phloem is a characteristic feature of higher plants. So vascular tissue is a distinctive feature of the complex plants, one that has made possible their survival in the terrestrial environment. In class 9, later we have to study about the classification of plants. So there are different types of plants, starting from the thallophyte, bryophyte, pteridophyte, gymnosperm, angiosperm. So all the plants which are found on this earth, so they are divided into many categories. And the angiospermic plant, they are the highly evolved plant. Just like in animals, human beings are the most evolved animals. Similarly, in plants, the angiospermic plant, those plants which will possess flower. So such plants are known as angiospermic plant. So angiospermic plant, they are the highly evolved plant. And why they are highly evolved plant? Because they mainly grow away from the source of water. Very little or very not that much amount of water is required for their survival. So that's why they are highly evolved. They can take water from the deep inside the soil. So that's why they are known as highly evolved group of plant. And why they are known as highly evolved group of plant? Because they possess complex tissue, xylem and phloem. So this presence of xylem and phloem, it helped them to evolve and grow successfully on terrestrial surface. Now come to the xylem. What are the components of xylem? Simple question will come in exam, that what are the components of xylem? Then we have to write xylem consists of tracheids, vessels, xylem parenchyma and xylem fibers. So this is very important slide. So what are the components of xylem? So once again we will see xylem consists of tracheids, vessels, xylem parenchyma and xylem fiber. So these four are the components of xylem. So xylem is made up of these four different types of cells. So this is the diagram of tracheids, vessels and xylem parenchyma. So mainly in xylem, these tracheids and vessels, they are the main conducting element, means water will be conducted through these tracheids and vessels. So always we have to remember that xylem helps in conduction of water. So water will be transported with the help of xylem, and phloem it will be transported, food it will be transported with the help of phloem. So in xylem, these tracheids and vessels, they are the tube like structure which mainly conduct water, and xylem parenchyma, they will store food, and xylem fiber, they will act as a supportive element. Tracheids and vessels have thick walls and many are dead cells when mature. Tracheids and vessels are tubular structures. This allows them to transport water and minerals vertically. So mainly in xylem, these tracheids and vessels, they are the conducting element. Water will conducted upward through tracheids and vessels. Not all the cells present in xylem, they will conduct water. Only tracheids and vessels, they will help in upward conduction of water. And these tracheids and vessels, they will, when they will get mature, then they become dead. The parenchyma, that xylem parenchyma stores food, and xylem fibers are mainly supportive in function. So in this slide, what is the function of xylem parenchyma and xylem fiber, it is given. Now come to the phloem. Phloem is made up of 5 types of cells: sieve cells, sieve tubes, companion cells, phloem fibers and the phloem parenchyma. So mainly these sieve cells, they are present in the gymnospermic plant. So mainly we can say that phloem consists of 4 different components, that is sieve tubes, companion cells, phloem fiber and phloem parenchyma. If this question will come in exam, that what are the components of phloem, so if you will mention the name of these four: sieve tube, companion cells, phloem fiber and phloem parenchyma, then also you will get full marks. If you will add this sieve cell, then also you will get full marks. So mainly phloem consists of sieve tube, companion cells, phloem fibers and phloem parenchyma. These sieve cells, they remain present in gymnospermic plant. And what is the function of phloem? So phloem helps in translocation of food. So this is the structure of sectional view of phloem. So it consists of that sieve tube, phloem parenchyma, companion cells and phloem fiber. Now sieve tubes are tubular cells with perforated walls. So mainly in phloem, that this sieve tube, they will help in the translocation of food. Apart from sieve tube, no any cell will help in translocation of food. They will support that sieve tube. So in xylem, tracheids and vessels are the main water conducting element. In phloem, Sieve tube is the main element of phloem which will help in translocation of food. Similarly, phloem parenchyma, they will store food. Phloem fiber, they will act as a supportive material, and companion cell, they will help in the functioning of this proper functioning of sieve tube. Phloem transports food from leaves to other parts of the plant. Except phloem fiber, other phloem cells are living cells. So this one is very important slide. What is the function of phloem? So phloem helps in transportation of food. And except phloem fiber, the other components of phloem, they are living, means that sieve tubes, companion cells, phloem parenchyma, they are living component, but only phloem fiber, this is the dead component of phloem. Now come to the very important part, which is the difference between xylem and phloem. So from this part, generally question will come that what is the difference between xylem and phloem. Mention any four difference between xylem and phloem. So first difference is xylem is made up of tracheids, vessels, xylem fiber and xylem parenchyma. On the other hand, phloem is made up of sieve tube, companion cell, phloem parenchyma and phloem fiber. Second difference is xylem helps in conduction of water, phloem helps in translocation of food. Third difference is unidirectional movement of substance takes place in xylem and bidirectional movement of substance takes place in phloem. So here what is the meaning of unidirectional movement and bidirectional movement? So uni means one, only in one direction movement of substance takes place in xylem, means water from soil, it will be conducted up to the leaf, only in this direction movement of water takes place. So that's why it is known as a unidirectional movement of substance takes place in xylem. But in case of phloem, bidirectional movement takes place. Bi means two directional. So whatever food will be synthesized in leaves, it will get stored in root. So from upward to downward movement takes place. And again, if this food is required by the newly developing leaves, so again from the root, that food it will be translocated to the newly developing branches, leaves and flowers. So in this case we are seeing bidirectional movement. So that's why we have to remember that bidirectional movement is seen in phloem. And the last difference is xylem is situated in central region of stem and phloem is situated in peripheral region of the stem. So in the central part of the stem, xylem will remain present, and on the outer part, that on the peripheral part of the stem, phloem will remain present. So your homework question is you have to write the difference between the xylem and phloem. Next question is you have to write what are the components of xylem. Third question is you have to write what are the components of phloem. And the last homework question is you have to write that how the presence of vascular bundle enables the plant to grow on terrestrial surface. So this much only in this video. Thank you.